And we are live. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Men of the Metaverse podcast. I am Beach Dad. I am here with my best friend Lewis from My Life, My Money Media. Lewis, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Good. Be back in the city.
Yeah, we've missed a couple of live stream weekends, but I've been moving and got a new setup as you see. But we're glad to be back. We're gonna give y'all some good content and some good information on ways to improve your life or improve your perspective, I should say. What you want
That's
to get in today?
that's a good way. Well, Brandon, about 2 weeks ago, everybody was jumping on Boosie,
Gotcha.
and when Boosie daughter, I believe her name was Tori,
Mm-hmm.
how she was talking about him on social media. You want to take a look at it?
Yeah.
Boy, you Brandon, you got me. This is from last
Under
week. But
pressure.
I forgot the timing. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me get back. I forgot the timing.
And let's see, I can't hear it. Can I?
You hear it?
I can't hear it for some reason.
I'm gonna stop. Excuse me. I'm gonna get back into it. Present the screen, audio. You should be able to hear it now.
No rap.
Yep.
Correct. Correct. Now, correct. Yeah. End of discussion.
Boosie daughter goes off on him.
Who
Who
gives
gives
it?
their car?
Go ahead.
Who gives their daughter a car? Your own daughter. The N word took it back because I wanted to help my mom.
I don't want to hit it. Ain't that still your daddy? What do they? Ain't my daddy? He's a bitch, pure bitch. That shit not in my blood. Never been. No hoe ever beat me up. Yeah, none of no hoe never knocked me out. Yeah, none of that. Yeah, ain't nobody ever beat me up. Yeah. Let's talk about it. Then one thing I ain't finna do is finna I don't even Instagram beef a host of like Instagram beefing with about to be 40 or something like that because he lied about his age so much.
Here's a car.
She got to paint it like you said.
She got a pink car, but she didn't. She said, "Hey, Daddy, pink is not my favorite cut. I hate this car. I don't care if you spend 80 stacks on it."
All right.
What type of father gives that man a color of a car if that's not with the color I want it? I like. Let me see if we got anything else on here.
Do they have his response on it? Because that'll be interesting.
His response.
Because he did say some good stuff about how he put her in a different school because he did have custody of her because I think the mother was in and out of jail, but I guess she got back with her mom, and that kind of divide where you're trying to pull your daughter over here and he's trying to pull her over this way, and they want money. I mean, all of this boils down to money. People feel like they're not getting enough, even though you got a new Mercedes-Benz, and you're still not happy. So,
why was the mom in jail?
I think they were saying she was stealing and doing a bunch of stuff, and I think he was alluding to her being on drugs at the time. So, just in and out of jail, she lost custody. He took care of her. I think he was saying he got her into like a private school, which people do because that'll help develop you in a different way, get you ready for a different kind of life. So you're not doing Instagram videos. You talk about you never got beat up before. Like what does that have to do with anything? Like why was she saying that? But that's the type of music he puts out, like violence, and you got to be tough. And do girls need to be this way? Do you think? Does that have anything to do with anything?
How she was talking, it sounded like she ain't never stepped foot in a private school.
Right. Yeah. Good point.
It seemed like all the things she stepped foot in. What's the jail they put you in the school? DSS.
Yeah.
ICC.
Right.
Special class.
But let me ask you this: but don't you think she comes from a privileged life? Is she maybe doing the same kind of thing Ja Morant is doing? You're not really struggling. You're not really you don't think so?
No, Ja Morant is completely different. See, Tori, she got some ghetto parents. All right.
T Morant's not ghetto.
His parent. No, I said T Morant's not like that.
Okay, I got you. Fair enough.
She comes from some ghetto parents. She comes from Boosie.
Right.
Is a hired to kill guy. He hired somebody to
He
kill
was on.
somebody.
He was on death row for a couple of years too.
Allegedly, all this allegedly.
Well, he was on death row. He was incarcerated on death row and ended up getting an appeal or something and got out. But go ahead.
Brandon, how they go give somebody death?
Look
if
it up.
You hired a person. So, Brandon, if you hire somebody to do the shooting, they gonna put you to death.
I'm just telling you, he was on death row for a little while, and they wasn't sure whether he was going to be executed or not. But he's probably
for what, Brandon?
for some alleged murders, for alleged hitman stuff.
Did he pull the trigger?
No, he had.
And they gonna put him on death row. So I believe Boosie, but some sound maybe they was out of room at the regular prison, at the regular line. They had to put him up in there.
All right.
Or maybe he needed more security. It had to put him on death row. And they got more security.
Right. Well, maybe. Right. Maybe.
I don't know.
We don't know. Right.
But it's a recording. I forgot the time on here, but this Tory mom recorded Boosie and her conversation 5 years ago, and they was fussing and yelling at each other. Boosie was talking about, I'm about to put a bag on your brother's head and this and that. But you see where the parish she come from?
You're right.
So what went on, this ain't no surprising to me.
True.
And I'm almost going to say black parents can't raise no kids.
Why do you say that? Because I'm a black parent. I'm raising a kid.
Brandon, did I mess up the screen?
Yeah.
No. It's showing correctly? Oh, shit. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Nah, I think black parents can't raise no kids, in my opinion.
Why you say that? I say black parents can raise kids. Niggas can't raise kids. Or I should say N-words, because we're on YouTube, but go ahead.
But ain't the majority of us N-words?
No, we got flashes. Sometimes you have a flash of the N-word, but.
So tell me, Brandon, what group of people been over here the longest? 500 years in this country and still at the bottom in 2023.
It's us.
So is that good raising kids, Brandon? But you said we could raise them, but
we can. Yeah, some of us can. And like, go ahead.
How about as a whole? I'm not talking about some.
Oh no,
as a whole.
As a whole, we're not doing the greatest of jobs. Just because we focus on the wrong things, we glorify the wrong stuff. So then we'll have little kids looking up to the wrong stuff, and they want to twerk, or now they want to sell drugs, or they want to have a gun with a switch on the back, even though they know it's illegal. But we look up to certain people, and that's what they're doing. So, that's what they're doing in their videos. We're not sure what they're doing in their real life, but that's what we aspire to do. Should
black parents give their kids away to white people to raise them?
No. No, I don't think that. But I think we should have more parenting training classes, because I think. Okay, let me ask you this, because we're talking about parenting stuff. Do you
parenting training? Hold on. So
yeah.
you go train how to get it wet before you put it in there, Brandon?
No, we're not talking about that.
So how you gonna have parent training classes if you ain't going to that level either?
Right, you're right. But we need a whole lot of different training, if you ask me. But I think what works now, or what used to work, is kind of blurred. Like, do you believe in whipping kids? I'm pretty sure
yes.
You will whoop. Do you think I should whoop my daughter? I haven't.
Now, what you mean? What? I know, Brandon. I was never whooped.
You never
I was applied corrective action. All right. I wasn't whooped like you whoop a dog or a horse or something.
Well, I can kind of remember some severe whoopings that I got. I'm not sure how long they were, but as a kid, it feels like it's a lot, but it probably wasn't as bad as I would imagine it to be. But
why did your parents whoop you? Because her man left them, or if it's something you done?
Well, like I say, it was mostly me, but sometimes you'll get some of that other stuff. I'm not saying in my situation, but I'm just saying, and single black mothers could be going through a lot, or single black fathers, and they could take some of their frustration out on a child. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying. That don't sound like it's right.
No, it don't sound like it's right at all. But sometimes that's what happens when you're parenting, because it's in real time when you're parenting. So sometimes you may react the wrong way, but it's how you react it. Not all your reactions are controlled or logical.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I'm just doing stuff, I'm straightening up now, and my daughter will do something, and I'll tell her to do something, and she's not gonna do, and she doesn't do it when I ask her, and then I do it, I tell her again. I can be a little louder than I need to be, but it's just because overly frustrated, or I don't have to do things in that manner, but sometimes you could take it overboard as a parent. That's just one scenario.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You see, you talking about your voice. I'm talking about swinging blows.
Yeah, but it can go there too. But I haven't gone there, but certain people, yeah. Like I'm a pretty controlled, cool-headed person, but Lil Boosie, do you think he's a cool, controlled, level-headed person? Especially when we're talking about parenting now. We're not even talking about street stuff. So just imagine.
Lil Boosie, he is from his environment. He's
a product of his environment.
But here's the crazy thing. He grew up in that environment for 15 years hard.
Okay.
But for the past 25 years, a luxury lifestyle. So I don't know why you can't change over, but I don't know.
Well, let me ask you this too. You said a luxury lifestyle. How much money, not trying to pocket watch, but do you think Boosie is rich? Do you think he's well off? Like, do you think he need to continue to do what he's doing? Can he retire soon? Like, can he,
Boosie is in the top 1% of wealth owners in America.
Okay.
And it don't take a lot to get in the top 1%.
That's what I said. So you think he's a millionaire?
Yes, he's a millionaire. It take $250,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. You will be well off.
Right. So why do you think when he got those new charges, when they caught him with a gun on Instagram Live, why do you think he was selling some of his vehicles? Just because he may have needed some cash or just trying to downsize? What do you think that was about?
Well, I can't tell you. People sell vehicles for any time of the needs. So I could tell you. It could have just been something called coincidence.
Right. Okay.
But I don't. It could be something called coincidence.
So you think he was wrong for taking the girl's car? You think it was a little petty? He might have been, mad at her because she was taking sides.
Now, if you give your child a cell phone, your daughter, Brennan, and she go to she got an Apple or an Android?
She got an Android. Well, no, she got an Apple phone.
She go to Apple phone, 7 years old with an Apple phone. She go to the website, type in www.pornhub.com.
Right.
Are you taking the phone or you ain't?
Yes, I'm taking the phone.
So so we don't know what happened.
Right.
She could have done something. She could have been out there drinking or doing something she was supposed to do.
But that's what I'm saying. As a parent, you make the rules. Like this little girl may feel like she's grown, but you're not grown. I can give you a house, I can give you a car, I can give you whatever. If I feel like you don't deserve it or you're not respecting what I gave you, I have the right as a parent to take it back. It's nothing wrong with that. But what she did afterwards, she made a video calling him the B word, saying all this stuff.
It's on the internet for life. So every time they type her name up, Tori probably got the bomb last name. You know how they that's go. Well, she needs to have a bomb last name because she ain't married. Right. Type that in. That's what's gonna do. And that's a good point, Brandon.
What?
Guys, if you have a baby mama or kids out of wedlock, that child does not deserve your last name.
Why not though?
Because if you ain't in a long-term relationship, if you just hit it and quit it, that child does not deserve your last name. It's called standards.
Well, I hear you. Say you were dating someone, and maybe for just a month, and y'all mess around, and now you got a baby. 9 months later, it's a baby. So you at the hospital. They asking you to fill out the paperwork. They're trying to put the name down. You're not going to put your last name down. You're not going to advocate for the last name to be down.
First of all, how she get pregnant within a month, Brandon?
I'm just saying you could be talking to somebody in a month.
No, I don't even know the girl.
Okay. Well, it's impossible.
I know the girl for 31 days. 31 days.
That's
She ain't
enough
get
time.
she ain't never get tested. You know, she may have whatever disease. I may have whatever disease. How she got
what
pregnant?
percentage of men you think doing that? To a girl, have you been to the clinic? Have you been tested? Do you have your paperwork? Do you have your test results? Do you think people really doing that?
Probably
what
not.
Percentage? Yeah.
But Big Sean gave some of the best advice to young men's need to take.
Okay.
Big Sean said, even with a bulletproof condom, I'm pulling out. So even protect yourself.
Yeah.
And double protect yourself. Come out of there before you so it ain't no way.
Right.
So if it comes back 3 weeks from now, you know she lying.
And we haven't really talked about this. Say you did get this person pregnant and you've known them for a month. Do you have the right to tell her what to do with you guys' baby?
How you know it's your baby? How you know that's your baby in the first place, Bernie?
That's true, but she's telling you this is yours. You are the only person I've been with.
This is like Carter Lee Russell said she was kidnapped. So that in itself, people can lie out of situations.
Louis, you are supposed to believe all women, no matter what. So, and like I said, we're joking, and we don't want people to think we hate women, but that's the perfect reason why you can't just believe somebody because of their gender. Women lie, men lie, everybody lies.
And guys, your child can't have your name if you ain't in a long-term relationship or if you ain't married to her.
But why is that? So just because the baby comes out of the woman, she should naturally be the one with the last name?
No, because when you have a child, it's supposed to mean something. You're supposed to be there forever. So if you ain't gonna be there forever,
where you got
like Nick Cannon, they do this for other reason. Nick Cannon don't need to have his last names on none of his kids.
Right. I wonder if he does have his last name on any of his kids.
You know that he does, Brandon.
I don't know that. I know Brandon, he can still give them the money.
Those girls are getting pregnant for finance reasons, Brandon, and they know it. And me and you both know it.
We do know it, but people act like that kind of stuff. Well, how do you feel about? I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, but I don't know. People sometimes they want to act like that's not happening. Like women aren't looking for guys who are financially stable so they can have a child with them and be set for life, and they don't necessarily have to work and worry about how they're gonna pay these bills.
Women do that at the same time. Sometimes they do that, usually later on in life. Sometimes they do that, sometimes they don't. But I'm for women's rights and empowering women. If why you have a baby out of wedlock, the baby keep the woman's last name.
But why can't we? Why can't we feel that way and still call? We can call out women when we feel like they're doing something that's maybe out of pocket or maybe not up to the standard they try to hold us to. I guess I should say.
Y'all, I call out everything.
I know, but they seem like it's a problem, and like I say, sometimes you should mind your business and let women do whatever they want to do. Women should
the Bible may say this or it may not. When a woman runs a society, God don't like that.
And why is that?
Because after that verse, it says your kids will oppress you. So when ladies run everything, the kids would oppress the adults. And Brandon, is that what we see today?
Somewhat, yeah.
With Pookie and Ray busting people in the back of the head to take their stuff.
Yeah.
Breaking in cars, stealing cars. Don't we see all that stuff today?
And that's one of the things like I think is going on now. Like the feminist movement is so strong that they want men not to be in charge. They want women to be able to be in charge and run stuff just like men can. and do.
How do you define the feminist? What is a feminist to you, Brandon?
Well, I think Dave Chappelle kind of looked up the definition one time. He was just saying somebody who's
No.
women.
I didn't say Dave Chappelle. His monkey ass ain't up here. How about you, Brandon? What is feminist?
A feminist is somebody that's for women.
What you mean? I'm for women, so
that's what I'm saying, and that's the whole thing. Like, we're for women. Like, it's a broad term. It's very basic. It doesn't mean what people are pushing it to mean now.
What does it mean to Mr. Brandon?
It just means somebody that respects women.
In what way? In what aspect?
I don't know. Like I say, you're a woman. Not whatever you're doing, I'm for, but I respect you as a woman. That's it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Brandon just demonstrated he don't have no idea.
Because it's not really. But go ahead. Because it's not really a feminist. Is just somebody that's for women.
All right, reverse it on me. Let's see what I say. Ask me a question.
Go ahead. What is a feminist?
A feminist is a individual that believes women should be recognized at the same level as a man in every aspect of society.
But then I wouldn't agree with that, because that's not how our society has been set up. Like, men and women are different. We're different. We're stronger than women in some areas. We're weaker than women in some areas. So can we be equal? No, we can't be equal. And that's the point. I think God created us that way for that reason.
So you reject the idea of feminists?
No, because I don't subscribe to that definition. A feminist to me is somebody that respects women. I respect women until you do something I don't respect. That don't mean I don't respect women. I just don't respect certain actions that you've just done.
All right, so you respect women. Okay, let's figure this out. Should we get rid of all the males police officers that have the female officers?
No, we should not. We shouldn't.
Why not? You say you respect women. Now you got to be disrespectful.
No, because with the same token, I wouldn't get all male cops either. I wouldn't do that either.
But that's been done for hundreds of decades.
Well, they was first slave catchers anyway, so they just had white ones at first. So I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I just think a good mix. Well, let's see. I say 80% men and 20% women on the force. Just because
what the 20% women gonna do, bro?
Help balance out the men.
We had the video last year. The lady, she was balancing out everybody.
Yeah, she was
balancing out everybody.
And you know how high morale was in the force when that was going on.
And thanks to the power of feminists, she had the nerves to sue everybody. And she was the one pulling the shirt off in the hot tub. Ain't nobody telling her to pull that shirt off and talk about menage a trois. But
that's funny.
That's why I believe a feminist is supposed to have the same rights and the same dignities as males on this earth. That's my definition.
But that's
my definition.
Can you have a baby? In the world we're living in now, you can, but can you have a baby?
What you mean, can who?
Can you have a baby?
No, you mean give birth to a baby?
Yeah, give birth to a baby.
No, I cannot.
Right, but that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm not a woman.
Right, well, we're not gonna go into the trans stuff, but you know, that's how we're different. Like, men and women are different in certain ways, so can you have a period? You can't have a period. You can't have a menstrual cycle.
I don't want one either.
Well, I saw an argument, not to jump off too much, but I saw an argument of a trans person. They were saying that
trans who? Man or woman?
It was a man who is a woman now.
Okay, so, a trans woman.
They were saying that cisgender women can't own and claim periods because they can have them too. It's not just exclusive for cisgender women, if we're being politically correct.
So a trans woman,
which was a man.
No, but okay, yes, that is correct, because you could take a woman that transitioned to a man they transition back to a woman as a trans woman.
No, but
That is a trans woman now, right? That's how it works,
yes,
right?
that's how it could work. I get what you're saying, but no, like it's just we're changing the rules on a lot of stuff that you're not supposed to necessarily change the rules for, and we're kind of going with it for right now. So it'll be interesting to see where we go. Like I said, we're not here to hate, bash, discriminate against any group of people. But like I said, we have some questions about some of the stuff that's going on. That's it.
Facts of the matter, Brandon, you can't change the rules and the laws. You can interpret and see what you see.
Okay.
An XX chromosome and an XY chromosome is gonna be there forever. But
Right.
you can interpret it
You can interpret it a different way.
with the put on top of the XY or the XX.
I got you.
Brandon, you want to talk about little Jeezy, young Jeezy?
Yeah, what did he do?
I'll let you listen to it.
Piece of real
Everything-
estate is money.
Right,
It's
right.
People know that.
And I tell people all the time, they be like, I got 20 chains. I'm like, we got 50 buildings. Like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I ain't even trying to be funny. It's like I'd rather sit in the room and be like, yo, you on that? Yeah. When people come to my compound, they look around. I'm like, yeah, we on this, that. It's just like,
Do
really?
people know that Jeezy's their landlord?
Yeah, I got a couple people that know.
Okay, because I'd be like, look.
Yeah, I got a couple people that know. And sometimes it get a little tricky.
Right, I was gonna say.
It get a little tricky. You know what
But
I
I
mean?
was gonna say because I've experienced this, and I actually try to keep a lot of the stuff that I've invested in on the low,
Right.
because especially like restaurants and
Yeah,
stuff like that,
I've
because
been there.
then everybody's now calling you for the hookup,
Right.
and you can't operate a business on a hookup.
Not even that.
The
Not even
Toys
that.
R Us hookup.
I had a high-end steakhouse in Atlanta in the Shops of Buckhead. It's called American Cut, and probably one of the nicest steakhouses there. 3 stories, beautiful. And it was like my best kept secret. I remember Nas was on tour. He stopped by. He was like, "Yo, you own this?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "This is crazy." So we sitting there, but it's all classy.
Right.
Man, the minute I went on radio one day and it was like, "Yeah, I own this American Cut," I went back there. You would have thought it was Freaknik.
They was in there.
The whole thing. It started going down. You going in there to eat, you see a cat you used to hustle with. I'm like, oh my God.
Hey, Jesus said I could be up there.
Right.
Goddamn, bring one of them goddamn steaks.
They upstairs, they try to smoke weed. I'm like, oh man, you can't. Like, what we doing?
That is hilarious.
Yeah, why it costs? Man, you ordered the Wagyu, man.
Yeah.
What we gonna do?
They Instagram, Jeezy, why this steak cost so goddamn much?
All the things well done.
But, I mean,
Now, Brandon, here are some pictures of his restaurant,
That's
former
nice.
his American Cut. So the food looks pretty good. The decor looks lovely. I love the colors. It just feels like a good American steakhouse. Wine glasses on the table. Look at the white people in suits sitting over there. This whole wonderful stuff. Wonderful stuff. Look at some of the food.
I am for sure.
That's the burger. Now, Brandon, can Black people handle or deserve nice things? Now, Jeezy said he kept his records run a secret, and somehow he let the secret out. Next thing you know, all the dope boys were showing up to the restaurant, turned his whole restaurant into Freaknik.
But why did they do that though? Before even that, like, does Jeezy know who Jeezy tell us he is on these records?
First of all, what record are you referring to?
Well, we say Trapper That. Well, not Trapper That. Thug Motivation, 101, 102, maybe 103. Like he started to change toward the later part of his career, but it was a lot of drug dealing, smoking weed, hustling, killing. So when you think Jeezy, some people are gonna think that in their mind, and when I go to the steakhouse, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I'm thinking that Jeezy, the snowman. So, it's a new Jeezy now. He's married, he probably lives his life a little different.
Changes. I think he changed over his life. He got some of the demons out of him.
Yeah. He buying businesses, buying property, you know, and I've listened to his last album. It's some more of that on that album. Like he's saying, like, stop buying Louis Vuitton. Why are you buying Louis Vuitton, Gucci, all this other stuff? Buy your own brands. Support your people. Like, push that, because we're the ones that hype stuff up. It's not. I mean, that Louis Vuitton is up here, of course, yeah, but we're not doing nothing but adding to that when we could be adding to somebody else's brand.
And what Brandon won't tell you, that album didn't sell because he started talking about
Right.
stuff. Then he
It
switched
did not.
it back up and started talking about some drugs.
But
And done a little better.
Correct. Correct. But why is that? Because we don't necessarily want to hear that. We don't really care about that kind of stuff. We want to hear about people killing each other, killing black people, not
So
killing.
So do black people deserve nice things, Brandon?
No, I'm gonna say no, because I'm gonna tell you, we don't. Not till we get our act right, because we don't know how to appreciate things like we should. You know what our ancestors have went through to get us the freedoms that we have today? If they could see how we act in the streets now.
They went through a lot. Keep talking, Brad. I just want to show a picture of the restaurant.
Piece of real estate is money.
Right.
Well, like I say, they
And I
probably
took
never
all the time.
dreamed of somebody owning a 3-story steakhouse. You know what I'm saying? And what we do, we go in there smoking weed and twerking up the table. You know what I'm saying? And single-handedly ruining his business, because who wants to go to a steakhouse where that kind of stuff is going on? Yeah, black people are gonna go, but if white people were already going, and they're gonna spend the money, they're not gonna have any issues paying for that if they're gonna have a nice experience. But if you're gonna have ratchet activities in there, they ain't gonna keep going.
You saw the picture. Some people had the suits on,
Right?
and with the nice watches,
Right?
You know
right.
what I mean?
And then once people come in there with throwback jerseys on, and you know, just stuff like that, it's gonna change the atmosphere. So, like you said, the numbers probably went down, and in the restaurant business, as I know, like it can change really easily. Like you can have a reputation, and then your reputation gets switched to something else. People are not gonna go like they were going, or you're gonna get a different crowd in there, and it's just gonna be different.
Brandon, have you, Eric, experienced being around a white person that has extra money to spend and go to a restaurant with them, and your experience at the restaurant? Have you ever experienced that?
I think so. Yeah, I have.
When you go to the restaurant, when they over hors d'oeuvres, advertisement was called
right, appetizer.
You don't have to pick. They said,
No,
let's
they
get
just
about
get
5 things.
That's correct. That's correct.
But when we go there, we be like, hold on, how much this cost?
Right.
What you want? You see the difference?
Right. Let me tell you a story. We went out. This was years ago in Atlanta. It was a restaurant, but it was a lounge too. It's called Sambuca. But anyway, we went with like a group of people. It was a birthday party, and you know, when it's a table that big, like you can't split the checks. So everybody was supposed to pay together, right?
What you mean can't split the checks?
Because they don't want to do with one table. They want to ring up everything all together. You know,
who lied to you?
But this is how they do in Atlanta in certain places, because they don't want the headache of being like, okay, here's your book, here's your receipt, here's yours. They don't want to break everything down like that. They rather ring everything up together because it's a larger party and get more gratuity that way. So when the bill came, everybody was trying to figure out what they owed and how many drinks somebody had. And every time we kind of came around like 4 times, be like, all right, we still don't have enough money. Like somebody's short. So we had to keep going over and over again. All right, what did you have? How much is yours? Yeah.
Brandon, what was this? Wait, hold on.
We almost couldn't leave because people were like, look, I'll cover both of these even though they're not mine. But it took us a minute to get all the money we need to have the total come out right so we can pay everything off.
Now, did I send you something when they had a situation like that happen recently? Okay, here it is. I'm about to share my screen. So this is Brandon was talking about.
splitting the bill, shawty. That's crazy. You expect us to split the bill?
You got lamb chop. You got.
That's it.
Look at all that. Look at what all they got. They talking about splitting the bill.
What did you come out for?
We come together
All right, I'm saying so again. My thing is, y'all doing too much.
Y'all doing way too much. We didn't order all that. But when I'm only paying for what's on the check, I'm not splitting the bill, shawty. That's crazy. You expect us to
My
split the
thing
bill?
is, you got lamb chop. You got steak.
That's it,
Nah.
Lewis. When I tell you that's exactly what happened, I was like, I only got an appetizer, coconut shrimp. I didn't get a bunch of other stuff. And people was ordering lobster. They was ordering 5 drinks, all that stuff. It was cool when you was popping them crab legs and eating, but as soon as the bill come, they just I don't know. I don't know what I had. I don't know how to
Now, I don't want it. Since we on live, Brandon, I don't want it. Why you put yourself in a situation like that, Brandon?
I was with my wife. She was, and now you go. I'll be like, okay, somebody got a birthday party. Cool. We've never been to this spot. We've heard good things about it. They had great jazz music. I wasn't really worried about the food. I was there to celebrate somebody's birthday party. So we sit out at the table. Everybody's ordering. Everybody's getting drinks. I was ready to go anyway. I was like, I'm gonna just order me one little appetizer and I'm gonna be good. I'm not gonna order no drinks. I'm not doing none of that stuff because they had already told us, look, y'all not gonna be able to split the bill because it's more than like 15 people. So it's gonna be one check. And it was like, okay, yeah, we'll figure it out because
you signed up for that.
I ain't had no choice.
I said, wait to come in. I said, me and her.
But see,
our tickets, me and her, we different.
But I had faith that these black students that were gonna be chiropractic doctors one day, we was gonna be able to figure this out and get out of this situation. But no, we was with some black people. They was like, I only had this, I only had that. I don't know. Then people like, I don't know who ordered the lamb chops. I didn't order that one. And we just had to kind of figure it out. We kept going back and forth. Be like, all right, do we got enough money? People was trying to dip out. It was a mess.
Wait, hold on. They wanted cash or you had to use your credit card?
Well, see, it was a little bit of both. I think some people were trying to do credit cards. So then you like, all right, we got $30 knocked off. So we only need to get this cash. It was a bunch of stuff going on. And this probably about 10 years ago. So, not everybody was doing credit cards like that back then. Well, not like debit cards, you know what I'm saying? So, we got a bunch of cash. We was counting the cash. So I'd be like, okay, well, these cards are supposed to be 38 on this one, 22 on this one. And we had the calculators. We was like, no, we still don't got enough.
And meanwhile, white people in the next table were saying, what is wrong with these group of people right here?
Right. We loud.
Do they deserve nice things? I say no. Go back. Black people, we ain't above this level yet. Hot wings, chicken tenders, French fries, sweet potato pie, mac and cheese, fried fish. We ain't past that level yet, bro.
And why not? Because we be struggling trying to pay for that.
The majority of us, we ain't past that, and we don't deserve. We don't deserve nice things yet.
Do we not give back enough to each other? Is that what it is?
No, we don't give. People can't give nothing, brother.
Why not?
Because you broke.
You're right.
The richest, the worst people in the world is the cheapest and the poorest people. They'll cut you, fight you, do all this stuff. If it wasn't for rich people, we won't have nothing in the world today. You won't have to close your damn back.
And why do you say that?
Brandon, who donates to all this stuff to get the medicine people need? Poor or rich people?
Rich people.
All right.
Well, could they do more? And we say they're doing a lot, and of course they are, but they could do more. Like I think we've talked about Jeff Bezos. He could give a little more, right?
Jeff Bezos, what he's doing now, this to keep him off the records. He employs millions of people. He pay those guys $15 an hour. That's what the black people. Hold on. That's what the people say they want. They want $15 an hour. So he pay them $15 an hour, and he get rich. What else do you want, Brandon? What else can you do? Well, he paying you. He paying you money. He got you a job.
And I'm about to break my back in that warehouse, try to get all them doing boxes and stuff out on the right time. And then I get a 30-minute lunch break. You can't even digest your food in 30 minutes before you got to get back to work moving them boxes.
All right, Brad. If the boxes wasn't there, what would you be doing, Brandon? You can't be at the house because your girl won't get the welfare if you stayed at the house.
So I gotta be out.
What you gonna be doing?
In the street hustling, shooting dice.
You can't, Brandon. You don't got enough heart to shoot dice. You don't got enough. Most of these guys don't got enough heart to do that, Brandon. In the streets.
Have you ever shot dice? I've never shot dice. I've done it in the casino a little bit. I still don't really know what I was doing. I know you. What are you trying to do technically when you shooting dice? You trying to hit 7 or you trying to hit 5? Is that what it really boils down to?
7-11. I never shot dice. It breaks all my street knowledge shooting dice. All the street knowledge I have. If you shoot dice, all your street knowledge, you breaking every rule.
Why you say that?
Brandon, first of all, you got your money out.
There you go.
Around a bunch of black guys.
Right. It's like a run up and round everybody.
You got your back turned. Man, I ain't shooting no damn dice with y'all. I'm telling you, if you go, and here's another thing. Some people don't got it. You know? Some people go say, I ain't paying you nothing. And watch this, Brandon. Now, if a man is in your face to face, you are a full-grown adult. The man, he gambling, so if he won, you'll pay him.
Right.
But you won, he said, I don't got it. You ain't get the
What you going to?
Beat the man to death,
right in the projects. And then you going to jail.
So why put myself in that situation? You're breaking all the rules. What happened to your boy, Brandon, your favorite rapper?
Who?
Quavo, ain't it? No, Takeoff, ain't it? Huh? Your favorite rapper, right?
I'm laughing, but you're right. That's a prime example of why you shouldn't do stuff like that. Just because you're winning, and it's time for somebody to pay you. Now they mad or they saying something else. So now they cursing you out. Now it turns to something else.
I told you, all my street knowledge, all the rules are broke once you pay dice. And Quavo Takeoff is a good example. Money out.
Right. Your
back is turned. And he gets shot in the back of the head. You see what I'm talking about?
Right. And he's just watching. He wasn't even in the argument or whatever. So, this goes to show you don't even have to be involved.
Sure.
You know what? I wonder why because we black people play basketball a lot, but we never really gambled playing basketball. Would you have gambled playing basketball? Like if I say, all right, me, you, or Eric versus somebody else, would you?
No, Brandon, no.
Why not? Why not?
It'll take friendly composition. We'll be fighting out there.
Yeah, right. We would.
You're almost fighting in regular basketball. You'll be fighting out there.
Right, because every play really mattered in.
Yeah, ain't no layups allowed. No shooting.
What you mean no layups allowed?
Brandon, if you playing for money, you think I can lay the ball up on you? Taking your head off. You know what I mean?
That's funny.
No shooting inside the 3. Now Curry wasn't invented yet, so you shoot inside that 3. I'm fouling all them nets. So
right, we'll be getting in a fight, and there's no money on the line. It's supposed to be friendly. You still be getting mad. So I just thought about
it's always that one guy talking, man.
Right.
There'll always be one guy who just be talking.
You're right.
But Brandon, I think black folks right now, we can't handle nice things.
How do we get to a point where we can? What do we need to do? Because that's the thing. Go ahead.
We need to. Our class needs to rise. Like I'm a firm believer of every plane ticket needs to cost $500 so people can't travel. We can't afford it. Our class needs to rise. So until that happens, you'll be having fights at the airports, fights in the restaurants,
But you know
Fights
what?
and
Like
traffic lights.
I blame our music because our music have not only black men but black women too. Like it'll have us thinking we got to be combative and you got to be tough and you can handle conflict with non-violence. Like you can talk out conflict. If I had a problem with something that you did, we can still talk about it. But it seemed like in the back of our mind, we know it's gonna get violent, or we know we need to get violent to solve this issue or to resolve an issue.
Hey,
When other
put
races
brother,
don't. Go ahead.
put the comment for Mr. Brother up there.
Go ahead.
He said, if I'm getting that type of money, I'll be everywhere where the rich, white, blacks, and Hispanics be. That is a good point. Here you go, Brandon.
Go ahead.
The poor people like doing the exact same thing as the rich people.
Okay.
The rich people like doing the exact same thing as the poor people. Shooting dice, gambling, we all like that.
Right.
Drinking, we all like that. Smoking. Some people smoke cigars, some people smoke other things. We all like that. And nice things to look at. We all like that.
Right.
It's
So
just
do you
different
think-
levels of
And
your
do
class.
you think you should be different places? Like, I guess you can shoot dice or you can go to a smoke lounge, and depending on who's in there is gonna be it's gonna elevate the violence or the threat that's gonna be in there. So if you go to a different one and it's maybe more or less of that kind of element, you feel safer, right?
Correct.
So I guess
and
go ahead.
poor people don't have nothing to lose.
That's true.
So they don't gotta go to work tomorrow. They don't got
Right.
no thousands of $1 million in the bank, you know.
And when you're rich, for the most part now, do you think I need to be fighting somebody, putting my life on the line, putting my legacy on the line, putting my my fortune on the line over some argument? Like they're just not gonna make it such a big deal. Where if you don't have anything to lose, you'll end it there. Like you may be at your wits' end anyway. So
that is correct. The rich people will not. Well, they will try not to hit you in your face, but what they're gonna do is pull a Bill Cosby on you.
And what's that?
That man gonna come back 10 years later. I said, you said you kicked me out your house.
Right.
Now I'm gonna put the law on your butt.
Right.
So that's what they're gonna do.
Right.
Brandon, let's talk about some nice things black people used to have.
Okay.
This is a place in Maryland called Highland Beach, Maryland. This was a plot of land started by Frederick Douglass, and he allowed black people. A lot of rich black people came here to have vacation. Did you know about this spot,
No.
Brandon? And this looked like a 1970s or 60s. You got afros.
Right. It seems like I've heard of Highland Park for some reason, but not Highland Beach.
Now look at this. Now this is the older, same beach. Look how this is the older picture. You know, another same beach. Watch this, Brandon. Who do you see in this picture? If you had, let's use your imagination. This person right here, who you think in a family structure, who you think this is?
The grandmother.
Wow. How about this person?
The mom.
All right. Now I don't know about how about this guy?
Maybe the grandfather. I'm not sure. They both
Okay.
look around the same age.
How about this?
The father,
And these two people.
the daughter, and the son.
Ain't that amazing? So you telling me in the 1950s or 40s, you had the whole family taking a picture for the gram?
Right.
And why we can't have that now?
Because people want to be doing something else alone. People like to be alone nowadays. They
Brandon,
don't want
you sound crazy.
So go ahead. I'm gonna defend it. Go ahead.
So you wouldn't have your wife, your daughter, your mom, your brother ate the
I
beach
would.
chilling.
Yeah, I would. We planning a family trip now that we're gonna be doing that one. But I think now people kind of want to be single and they want to live the same type of lifestyle where they can travel, go to nice restaurants, but they want to be single so they can kind of look a certain way so they can attract a certain type of person so they can continue their lifestyle or elevate their lifestyle.
Now, Brandon, I'll go back to confess something.
Okay.
Some of the best time I'd have when you go out with family. You get like you get like good genuine love when you go out and explore with family.
Yeah, I agree. Some of the best times I've had lately is with Christmas when I remember I told you I've gone over to my brother's house. You've seen the family picture. Like we're not even doing a bunch of stuff, spending a bunch of money, just cooking out, laughing, joking, drinking, just having a good time.
Correct. Why we can't promote that on Instagram?
Because it doesn't look that they don't have that lifestyle, like you living the life, or it's not fancy enough. Like family is cool, but being overseas or being at the high-end restaurant, showing your food, or just drinking in general. Like I see a lot more people taking pictures of drinks and drinking. That's a big thing. Like, but a lot comes with drinking and being out at these clubs, and it's a lot of sad stuff that go along with that too. Like we've been out before. Like you having fun when you're drinking, but you crash at a certain point too, though. And a lot of people don't post that part where you have a hangover, or you throw it up in the bathroom, or you get beat up, or you get thrown out the club, and your friends just leave you outside, and they continue to party in the club. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know what you're talking about, Brandon. With me, when me and you used to hang out, I used to have a good. When we went fishing in 2016, that was a great fishing trip.
Correct. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and we didn't do a lot of anything, but it was a good time. It wasn't fancy, but I think the thing people are missing is like genuinely when somebody cares about you or your family, they love you. It's a different dynamic than just out with a bunch of random people and y'all just in the same building together. Like
here's a good example: the girl who got her head broke in Mexico.
Okay. Not familiar with which one you talking about?
The girl, she was in Mexico. They went over there with the friends, and they got
Shaquisha or something like that.
They took it to that. Now, what do that sound like a good relationship, Brandon?
No,
and I bet half of these people, when they go on these luxury trips, they go on with people who they won't have their best interest in their hand. In hand. Brandon, what's that word say at the bottom of here?
Martha's Vineyard.
Look at that. Ain't you heard of that place before, right?
I have.
That used to be a black area. You didn't know that, did you?
No, didn't know it. Sure didn't know it.
Now look at this. Now you could tell this back in the day, Brandon. Check this out. I didn't see this. This lady got that cigarette in her mouth right there. Looking back.
Right.
But look how we used to be. Are people fighting, Brandon, out there? Or look like a whole bunch of smiles, ain't it?
Right. But let me ask you this too. Are people on their phones? Are they distracted? They're in the moment. I think that's go ahead.
This guy right here, he better snack a picture for Instagram, though. but ain't no Instagram back there. But yes, they are in the moment. Right. They are in the moment. Here's another one. Now, you can search far and wide on the internet. Ladies, these women look beautiful, and they in swimsuits, but they still darn near almost cover up by today's standards.
Right.
So you still can look good by covering it up.
But you can't.
Who?
You can't nowadays.
What you mean you can't?
If you go to the beach with something that looks like this and you post it, what kind of likes are you gonna get? Like it's just gonna be different because you're
the gay man. The gay man would dislike it, Brandon. I don't know. I wouldn't know a straight guy who's gonna say, "Nah, I don't like this. Nah, these girls right here."
Are you talking about their figure or what they wearing? Because
overall looking,
yeah,
straight guys see good looking women.
And I'm gonna say this, but if you look at these women, this is how women used to be shaped for the most part too. Of course, you had women with larger butts too, but this was overall what women look like. Do they look like this for the most part now? Or is this like I said, you can always change your body and you can go to the gym and do it, or you can do it with surgery, but is this a goal women are trying to look like? Are they trying to look this way?
Brandon, I came in no Comic Con. I'm a fat guy, so fat guys and I didn't look
Well,
like
no,
this
well,
back then.
We're not judging, or we're not. I'm just trying to get your insight on. What
no. Last time women looked like this, it was 2006.
So
right.
what changed it? You think? Was it music videos? Like how
I think social media changed it.
You think social media? Okay.
People have more access to digital media. Because before the cell phones, we had the internet, but people didn't have internet, couldn't even have computers.
Right.
You know, but time we got the cell phone, smartphones, and they started doing this Photoshop and this and that, and it just blew everything up after that.
Yeah. My wife was telling me about something that I didn't realize. She was saying like a lot of people will record videos and they'll have a filter on it so they won't, you won't see any blemishes or, pores, or you see your pores open and stuff like that. I never really thought about that, just because, guys, we don't really care about that kind of stuff, but it's a big thing for women for their faces to be perfect or to look so perfect that it's not natural.
Man, Brandon is a good control test right here. In 2023, Brandon did not realize women been putting filters and editing their photos for the past half decade.
Not photos, but videos. I didn't think they would be trying to do that on a video. Like if I saw a video, that's not what I would be thinking. Because some of them look like, you'll see a filter and you can tell it's a filter, but I didn't really think about the hiding blemishes filter and just make your skin look more perfect. You know what I'm saying?
And change the shape.
Change the shape too. Yeah.
I saw a video that a lady, half naked lady walking inside Home Depot. She had a filter on, but the filter kind of messed up because the filter put longer eyelashes on her.
Yeah.
And while she was walking, her eyelash started to fly away like a bird. It got messed up. It started to fly away like a bird. And I was like, am I the only one to see the eyelash fly away? Like a bird?
Right.
It was a filter to make everything look good. Now, guys, y'all may want to screenshot this. Check out me and Brandon. There's no filters on us right here.
Right, correct. And
Brandon, you can't see you, Brandon. Come closer. There you go. Ain't no filter right there.
Right. So, and that's okay. Like, does my skin have to be perfect? No, it doesn't.
Well, you watch our first videos, my skin looked like a crater. I was going through the thing. You remember that, Brandon?
I remember, but that's different from, just having a bump or something like that. You had a serious medical issue, and you got
$300 or $350 a month for a year cost me to get out of that. Yeah.
But that's different from, you just want your skin to look smooth all over just for a video or a picture.
But guys, these photos are from resorts. Black people used to have resorts back in the day that the upper class Black people, that you could go to, that you could have fun, relax, and get away from the Pookies and Ray Rays. You may not notice, but Pookies and Ray Rays always been here.
That's what I was going to ask you. So you think it's always been a thing? I mean, yes. Of course it's always been a thing, but it's definitely an issue now. It's a big issue now, but
see, the bigger issue now is they the one who making all the babies now. See, back then,
right? And do you think I'm not, because I don't want to put this on women, but women are sleeping with them because they are making babies with them, and then saying how Black men aren't doing what they're supposed to do. No, it's not necessarily that. It's just you're having sex with these men and they don't know how to handle themselves, and you having a baby with them.
Now, Brandon, you are correct. We about to segue into a topic that I think if you sign up for this, if your wife will let you. Hold on, my day is kind of messed up. If your wife will let you, Brandon, y'all probably could make
what, some money?
Y'all probably could make $10,000, $15,000 a year extra.
Okay.
But we go. It's a whole. It's 2 videos we're gonna watch. Then we'll discuss.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you always know you would want to have a kid?
Yes, absolutely. From a very young age, I knew that.
Hold on, Brandon. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Ain't this a son of a gun?
How they blocked it? I ain't never seen that before.
No, I got a.
Did you always know
VPN
you would want
on.
to have a kid?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. From a very young age, I knew that I wanted to be a mom.
What Reese Brooks didn't know is that at 24 years old, she would need a sperm donor.
What were you looking for when it came to finding a donor?
I wanted him to be college educated, a certain height as well. At first, it was trying to find a donor that was African American.
In the United States, there's a black sperm donor shortage. A recent study looking at 20 sperm banks in the country, finding that of over 1,600 donors, just 53 were African American. That's only 3.2%. The lack of representative donors leading some, like Brooks, to less regulated tactics of conception, searching for donors through online groups or reaching out to friends.
Did you have any concerns about using online groups when they don't have the same regulations?
Absolutely. You can run into a lot of, legal issues down the road.
Finding a black donor using U.S. cryobanks is a struggle Angela Stepanczyk also knows well.
We were really looking for a donor who would reflect our culture. We searched. We were not able to find a black donor that matched our DNA needs.
Now, Brian, go pause it now. She said she's looking for somebody to reflect her culture. Now, if you look at her, hold on. What culture you think she is in, Brandon? What she look like to you?
She almost looks like she's not mixed, but I would say she was mixed.
Mixed with what?
A little black, just a little bit, a teaspoon, and that's all you need to be considered black. So,
all right. I'm sorry to cut it off, but she said she wants somebody to reflect the culture.
I got it. She's not a Karen for sure, but she's close.
So we ended up using a donor from Venezuela.
The experience motivated the 40-year-old to create her own organization, the Reproductive Village Cryobank, specifically for families seeking black donors.
So how did you take that experience and turn it into this new initiative?
I thought I could either help more black donors come to these legacy white sperm banks, or we could do our own thing and we can create a welcoming community for black men and black families to come and expand and sustain their families.
Now, Brandon, I used to say this. This is one of my meanings.
Mm-hmm.
Never trust a person with no lips. Now, she almost got no lips.
Almost.
So you gotta look out. That's just mean. Take that out if you want to, but never trust a person with no lips.
Experts like doctors Cassie Hobbs and Alexis Gadsden say several obstacles have created this shortage.
Are the sperm banks in locations where patients can easily access them? I think we must mention the fact that there's this historical distrust in minority populations, in particular in the African-American population, of the medical system in general.
One of the requirements is to have, generations and generations of kind of family history. And if you have the sickle cell trait, which, 1 in 10 to 1 in 13 individuals has, you're automatically disqualified.
Sperm donation in the United States is also extremely selective, with height and education requirements and extensive health and psych evaluations. Another major disqualifier, men who have sex with men cannot donate, following a controversial FDA ban in place since 2005. In a statement to NBC, the FDA said in part, despite the high level of accuracy and sensitivity of today's donor screening test for communicable diseases, FDA still believes the testing alone is not sufficient to prevent the introduction, transmission, and spread of communicable diseases and protect recipients. Adding that while it's rare, it's still possible to test negative for HIV and be infected. Doctors Hobbs and Gadsden say cryobanks need to do more to recruit black donors and serve black families.
Partnering with community organizations and really being clear about what happens after they donate is going to be one of the big moves that we need to make to increase participation in minority communities.
We reached out to major cryobanks around the country. California Cryobank, the only respondent, telling us that 5% of its active donor base identifies as black and that more black donors are in the pipeline. The group saying it's conducting research and outreach among diverse populations and that it's allowing for sickle cell carriers to qualify through a disclosure process. Still, even if a family does overcome the challenges of finding a black sperm donor, not every insemination attempt is viable. Reese Brooks did find her black sperm donor, but it came at a cost.
I guess I didn't realize how expensive it was. I did 3 IUI tries with that person, and unfortunately, I did not conceive.
Brooke says at around 1,200 per vial, she eventually sought a new donor, but during her next try, she didn't find a Black donor match.
So how did it feel realizing you weren't going to get that Black sperm donor?
I think it was more important that I, at the end of the day, was a mom. So it definitely hurt my feelings that there was a lack of African American donors. I didn't care if she came out purple. I just wanted to be a mom.
I had no idea.
And that's why I said, Brandon, Brandon, will your wife let you be a sperm donor?
I don't know. I'm gonna definitely ask her though.
Brandon, you better shut up. What you talking about?
Hey, that's a lot of money on the line right there. So,
Brandon,
but listen, before you say that, how would you feel about that? Knowing that or how would you think God looks at something like that? You think it'll be a positive thing because you'd be helping people out, or you would think he would think it would be something reckless or, sinful?
All right, it's positive and negative.
Right.
Let's start off with positive first. Maybe a husband and wife get married and the guy is shooting blanks.
Right.
And they want to have a baby. I can see in a case like that, husband and wife, man and woman, biologically having one. But lesbian, I don't.
Wait.
I mean,
I hear you.
I mean, nature said you can't do it. God said you can't do it.
All right.
But you still want to go through with it. Now, adoption is different because that's a baby already created. But you said, nah, I want to do some artificial stuff.
Yeah.
And then have a baby. How about your opinion, Brandon?
I don't know. I guess it's really complicated because it's just unnatural, I guess. But people want to have babies. They may have gone through something where they can't have kids, or like you say, the man can't. His sperm count is too low. It's just not going to happen. Is that God's will? Are you going against God's will? It's just one of those things where I guess it's not a right or wrong answer because you can see pros and cons on both sides. But I don't know.
And watch this. That I said lesbian, that goes the same with gay man.
Yeah.
If gay men want to use their own sperm inside a woman to have a child, to bring the child back to a man-on-man relationship.
But don't you think it's weird that the FDA said that a gay man can't give their sperm? Well, why would be
That's
the
not
reason?
weird.
Why not?
I can't say it because our child will get banned.
but
it's probably for the same reason why BET only showed HIV commercials and only showed one demographic.
Right. In the commercial,
in
the commercial, yeah. Why don't people think that's weird?
Brandon, it's a fact.
It's a fact.
They got new medicine now that could press the HIV virus so low it's undetectable.
Right.
So imagine all that stuff is in your sperm. So you donate sperm and the virus count is so low they can't detect it, but it's still there.
It's still there.
And they said the chances of being affected by that is very low, but it's still there.
That's
so
still
of course,
you
could ban it.
But can a straight man have HIV?
Of course.
So could we ban that too? But like I say, why? I mean, I get why.
Brandon, okay,
Brandon,
here's a cold whole fact.
Be careful.
Gay man probably had the most sex out of anybody in the whole world.
Right.
If a straight man have sex once a year, a gay man is having sex 400 times that same year.
Right. And then at the same time, men are hoes and we just be out sleeping with everybody, and that's just not necessarily true.
It ain't like that, Brent. Here's the thing.
Right. I know.
See, women give you opposition. They may say this, but women like to have sex on their schedule.
That's correct.
Man like to bust a nut any time in the day.
Right.
So if you put a man and another man, you know what I mean? It's no balance, Brandon.
Right, correct.
But if you put a man and a woman, her head will be hurting. She'll be tired.
Correct.
She'll
And
be
it's setting it down. Right.
She'll be on the phone, but say she sleep, but she on the phone.
Or on her period, or it's a lot of different things.
There you see, it's a balance. But man on man, it ain't that balance. If a man got a high sex drive and the other one got one too, there you go.
Correct.
That's
an interesting point. That's an interesting point.
And when people Brandon, I spoke nothing but realistic behaviors here.
Right. That you can back up that, but if you look up studies up, they'll tell you the same thing in statistics that gay men have more sex than straight men. I mean, that's just what the statistics. If I go look now, that's what a poll will say. Somebody done a survey, and that's what the results have shown.
And I told you why, based on being male experience and a male and female experience.
Yeah. And you remember when that monkeypox thing came out? They were saying, it was a higher risk for gay men.
Correct.
Same kind of thing. So
because it was a special kind of intercourse they would have it, and that's the chances are higher. And it seems like those guys was having 4 different partners every week.
Right, and that's what I was going to get to.
Where they going? Where they going to these places? I mean,
but that's what they were saying. Like a lot of people who were getting tested, they were saying they had a lot of partners, and
I mean, what do you get tired, Brandon? Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rest on Saturday, and then on Sunday. Come on, Brett. With everybody different.
Right. And straight men will try to act like they are having sex the same type of way, but it's just not going down that way.
No, I told you.
You may have a plan. You may right.
Or you broke. I ain't talking to you. You see, you got the balance.
Right.
You're ugly. I ain't talking to you. You're short. I ain't talking to you.
Right. Correct.
Correct.
Not to end this topic too quickly, but
no, we got something else. This is a whole sitcom.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Got your girl on here too.
Oh, Lord.
Black women are availing ourselves to all of the options that our hard work and circumstances currently afford us. And that means that single motherhood by choice is going to be an option that more and more Black women consider and even exercise. So anybody that's in their feelings about that can go ahead and start to process right now. Because Black women that have the privilege to embark upon this expensive and oftentimes lengthy process will increasingly decide to forego marriages and partnerships that do not serve us and that are not in our best interests. And now that bypassing those insufficient relationships does not have to come at the expense of motherhood, well, frankly, it's a whole new world. A world in which Black women are no longer subject to the desperation of being chose, because now we get to do the choosing. And as we choose, we do have to contend with the reality.
They choosing apps. Pick the face you want and click it. People. They choose the stuff on the screen, but I'm sorry to cut you off, but here we go.
Of a dismally small supply of Black sperm. Because most Black women on this journey, we want to create children that look like us and that look like our families, and that means we want Black sperm. And as we heard from Reese Brooks, it's the definition of slim pickings, and sometimes that means compromising on this aspect of your journey. Now, I am extremely fortunate that I was able to secure 2 vials of Black sperm from California Cryobank when I embarked on this part of my journey last fall. But I do know that I am an outlier. So I've got 2 concrete tips for single Black women who think this may be an option, either now or maybe later. Number 1, please check out Reproductive Village. It's a new Black-owned cryobank, and it's designed to help with this shortage of Black sperm. It's set to open its doors in DC later this year, and it will also have drop-off locations in Atlanta and Houston, Texas. And number 2, be proactive. I say go ahead and start looking right now for desirable Black sperm. You register with all 4 of the big cryobanks, and this includes California Cryobank, which I used, Seattle Sperm Bank, Fairfax Cryobank, and Zytex. Then you can scan the current options for Black sperm. And if you see some sperm that you like, I suggest go ahead and buying at least 2 vials right now. Even if you do not intend to use them anytime soon, trust me, it's better to have them than to be without them when the time comes. And listen, if you never need them for whatever reason, what a wonderful gift to give to a friend or a sorority sister in need. And also, most of those banks, they allow you to resell the sperm back to the bank itself. Listen, I know that many are going to question or even indict the decision that I and many other Black women are making to become single mothers by choice. But I, like the women you heard from today, go by the creed of no regrets. I have, and many Black women have, too much love, too many resources, and too rich of a community not to share these gifts with children of our own. Children that will one day, no doubt, enrich and contribute to the next generation of Black America.
All right, Brandon, you want to pop that screen up there? That comment from Mr. Jacob?
Oh, okay. Let's see. Oh.
Can you read that for us, Brandon?
Hey, fellas, let's correct the record here that gay men as a whole are having sexual contact every day. I don't think we said that, but okay. Multiple times a day is categorically false. Straight men can be as promiscuous.
All right, let's really set the record straight. During the monkeypox pandemic, they surveyed between 2,000 and 5,000 men.
Mm-hmm.
And those men that called themselves gay was having multiple partners. A large percentage were having multiple different partners every single week. So in this segment, we based our information off that. Also, we base our information as being man or self. Brandon, would you say your sex, what you call your sex? What you call it about sex? Your sex
drive, your libido.
Okay, will your veto be normal or below average, Brandon?
Probably normal.
Okay, I would say mine is normal. So me and Brandon being two guys with normal sex drives. Imagine if two guys get together have normal sex drive.
but this is my thing too. Like
sex would be happening.
But it's my thing. People take things you say and they think we're making a broad statement about all of them. Now we're not saying that. We're talking about a certain group of data. Like we're talking about that. We're not talking about every single gay person. Like we're not talking about all straight men, because there's a bunch of straight men that's having a lot of sex too. So it's not that we're doing that. We're just picking this group of data, talking about this and our experiences with women, and how if you may want to have sex, they may be on their period, or they may not feel like it, when you may not go through the same stuff with a man if you're trying to do that. That's all I'm trying to say. In a joking way too. Like when I can say we're just having the discussion, but I'm glad somebody chimed in with pushback or a little bit of opposition. Like I say,
and I had the experience with working over 300 men, over 300 men in my appeal. We talked about a lot of things. Majority ain't having nowhere near no sex once a month. And once a year.
Not trying to cut you off, but he's saying fair enough. And like I say, we're not necessarily trying to attack a group of people. We're just trying to give our life experiences and what we've seen with some data and kind of educate people in a fun way and a joking way, but a serious way too, because these are serious topics.
If my friend Brandon was gay, I would tell Brandon to wrap it up, man. Wrap it up and get tested. That's all I say.
Right. But not only that,
other partner.
But let me say this too. I lived in Atlanta. Atlanta is one of the highest HIV cities, in the US.
Right behind Columbia, South Carolina.
So you would tell me the same thing if I was a single man in that city, because looking at the data, I need to protect myself. It doesn't have anything to do with attacking me as a black person, or if I was gay. You're not trying to attack me. We're just looking at the data, commenting on the data.
Correct. So, but thank you, Mr. Jacob. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Any rebuttal you have on this chat, put it on there, because this channel is trying to be based off facts and real life experience from me and Brandon.
Right.
So anything you have, put it up there.
And
please.
not only that, like, we want to learn more too. And the only way we're going to come together, everyone as a whole, is if we have these kind of dialogues and we go back and forth. It's nothing hateful. Like I say, we're here to learn. We say we close our ears because we tell you to close your ears because we're speaking facts. But like I say, some of the stuff is an opinion. What did he say? Totally understand. Thanks for the clarification. No problem. Like I say, we get a lot of hate. We get a lot of people want to go back and forth, but we enjoy the back and forth because it sharpens our skills debate wise. And like I say, we don't come from a hateful place, so it's not anything we can't, break down or clarify for you.
Yes. And just to close out with you, Jacob, I tell this like I tell any guy. Make sure you get your physical every year. Make sure you get tested. Correct. I get tested every single year. I don't have different things. I get tested, for shits and giggles.
But before you show that, can I show something that I found on Ebony K. Williams? Because I thought she was engaged at one point.
We could go to it.
Hold on. Okay. Well, you was already going to go there.
At the end of these slides, yeah, that's
okay.
it. That picture's in one of my slides to show the hypocrisy.
Yes. Right. Okay. Well, let me close this up. But I just was looking up that I wanted to jump in. But go ahead. I'll let you do your thing.
All right. Okay. Now, guys, this is coming from a Black perspective. We do have Black issues and Black problems within the Black community.
Right.
And I now officially see Miss Ebony Smith as an enemy, Brandon.
Okay.
Based on that video we just watched, she's an enemy to the Black community as of right now.
Right. But she thinks she's a savior. She's saving the Black women from the trash bags or the dusties or whatever they like to try to call us.
Okay, let's see the things she talked about.
Okay.
My interpretation on the video we just watched is resources are better than a child's father or relationship with the father. Is that true, Brandon?
Well, that's what she want to say, but it's more, taking care of a child is more than just resources. And like, you can do it by yourself. Women have done it by themselves a lot in history, but that doesn't make it the right way to do it or the easy way to do it.
Now, tell me this, Brandon. You are a married man, correct?
Correct.
Which one will your wife pick? $50,000?
Uh-huh.
And get rid of $50,000 and get rid of you completely for a year.
Right.
Or not take the $50,000 and work it out with you and her and a child for you.
I'm pretty sure she would turn down the $1 million because money is just money.
A year, brother?
Yes, yeah. Because like I said, a lot. That's a 24-hour job, 365. Like every day, you're a father. Every second, you're a father. When your daughter's sleeping, your son is sleeping, you're still a father. Anything can happen. They can wake up in the middle of the night. What if Ebony's doing something and she's not available, or she has to work at some point, right? I mean, you can have a nanny, but one day that child is going to be like, well, where's my father? I mean, my mom's doing a great job, but where is my father? Why is he not here? There's some lessons that fathers pass down to their children that a mother just can't. Just like same way there's some things a mother can pass down to a child that a father can't.
And a father is a special kind of protector too, Brandon.
Right.
Like a mom can protect the child like within the house, like up close and personal. A father can protect the child from outside threats.
Yeah.
Another man coming in there. See, what Miss Ebony don't tell you, I didn't want to speak this stuff on, but they say a single father has a better chance, has a more successful at raising a child than a single mom.
Really?
The reason being is a single father has two things: more positive female role models around, and they could protect from outside threats. Now, a single mom has a difficult time finding positive male role models because she did, she'll be married to it, but positive male role models, and it's harder to her to protect outside threats. So
I agree.
It's having a father or a good relationship with a father to a child. It would benefit your child very greatly.
But why do you think they take this angle? Or you want to talk about that towards the end?
Which angle? Talk about they don't need a father?
Yeah, you don't need a man. You can just do it yourself.
Society,
the feminist movement.
No, the world today is so soft. We made it so easy. People don't see. Okay, I'll say this: ladies have a hard time seeing a threat for some reason. They don't see threats like guys see threats. So they may be kind of, the mind or judgment may be kind of cloudy when it comes to outside threats. That's my opinion.
I got you.
That's my opinion. Like, I could be walking down the street, I'm looking 3, 4, 6 houses ahead at threats. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
and I guess like men, we worry about different things. I think women worry about what they worry about, but as far as protection, I think guys we have to be on guard in a different way. Like, I think women are looking at threats too, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like, they may be looking for a creepy guy who's following them or something like that. But I think when it comes to kids, men are the providers. I mean, the protectors in that way, that we're always kind of scoping out stuff, making sure things are safe. Because as a man, you don't want to be caught in a situation where they got to jump on you. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. You're right. And here's another thing. Ain't nobody coming to help no man. So if you don't help yourself,
right?
Ain't nobody coming to help. Ain't no sympathy for no man.
It should be, but it's not.
When's the last time you heard a man scream? Ah! When's the last time you heard? You can't do that. We can't scream. We gotta fight, or you gotta.
Right.
Ain't nobody coming to help.
Right.
Nobody. And I think the mindset of ladies, if they scream, people will always come and help. You know what I mean?
And Jacob just commented, but yeah, that is a good point. So, but like, to the second point, Black women want families without the family structure. You can have, because I come from a single parent household. It was a family, but I don't think my mom was like, yeah, this is the way I wanted to do it. It just so happened that I was in a single parent family.
Imagine a world, Brandon, with no father.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a world with no uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a world with no brother. Imagine a world with no grandfather.
Right.
Is that a family, Brandon?
I don't think so. No.
So all males are required
or family dynamic, right?
Yeah. To at some point, if you have it, if you take logic, you don't need no man. This evaporate all the brothers, the fathers, the uncles. Just evaporate all of them and see how good your family runs then.
But do you think, on the flip side, do you think there are some men that do the same thing? Like, I don't need a woman. I can just have a baby by myself. And
I ain't never heard that before.
Right. But why not? Why not? Why would we not say that?
Because Brandon, I ain't never heard that before. I ain't never heard any man, I don't care who they like, say I don't need no woman.
Right.
I ain't never heard that.
Or if, like I say, if it was a gay man, he would be like, I don't need no gay man. I'm just gonna raise my child by myself. That it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you're right. That's the first time I heard when you said something like that. My mind just did this.
Right. But like I said, that's the opposite of what they're saying. So to me, it doesn't make any sense when I hear women saying this stuff. But I wonder if she thought about that, like if it was some men saying that, and be the reason. Well, I can't find a good woman, so I'm just gonna do it by myself.
You can't do it by yourself. It's impossible. You always need the other side to produce a child.
Right.
Not
Technically, but yes.
No.
Or to produce a child, yes.
They breaking us down to black sperm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They ain't say man. They say black sperm. I'm a black sperm,
that's
Brandon.
A good point. That's a good point.
And you talking about a piece of meat? No, I'm like a Honda Civic, a black sperm.
Right.
I'm more than sperm, Brandon.
Yeah.
Now here's something that applies with male and female. She says, stay focused on single motherhood. Now, she did not say over self-reflection. She said, if you feel if you're going down this path, stay focused on single motherhood. Get what you want. Be a single mother. But Brandon, what you got to do not to be a single mother?
What do you have to do not to be a single mother?
Why don't focus on that?
I think anything that requires you being with a man, that you don't need to do that. Don't do that. Don't have no men watching your kids. Don't have them trying. Well, you can have them paying your bills. That's fine. But as far as having somebody be a father figure or be a father that change you into not being a single mother, don't do that. So just stay single. Do it yourself. Don't worry about men because they're just gonna mess you up. Does that make sense?
It does. But self-reflection, if you want a child and it takes a man or the woman to have a child and you don't have a man, ask yourself why I don't have a man. And don't blame it, I'm educated. Don't blame it, I make too much money. Because those are only symptoms to the problem. What's the real reason? Maybe you got a bad attitude.
Or maybe it's what you're deciding to be with. It's your choice. Like women, most of the time, choose who they want to partner with, and sometimes
they don't.
Go ahead. Okay.
No, they don't. They accept who they partner with.
Okay. Well, you can either accept somebody else, but they do turn down people too, right? I'm sure. I'm pretty sure plenty of men have tried to talk to her, and we don't know for sure, but somebody could have treated her right or treated her the way she wanted to, but her standards were either too high or the person didn't meet the criteria for her, because wasn't she the one that said she wouldn't date a bus driver?
Correct. She would not. Her mama was a bus driver.
but this is my thing. Like if she's making enough money and she's fine and she's happy, does she necessarily need somebody making more money than her or making a certain amount of money? If he's going to treat you right, if he's going to take care of your kids, he's going to protect you, he's going to give you everything that you require, but he's just a bus driver. Does that make any sense? After you do some reflecting, does that add up?
You didn't do self-reflection. Then. It's an instinct some women have, and I think the instinct is kind of right and wrong at the same time. Many ladies like to have somebody to look up to.
As far as what?
Taller, and also in a bit higher status.
Yeah.
And
I think that's instinctive because they want somebody that's protect them. You feel like somebody towering over you is going to be able to keep you safe.
Correct, but we humans, we animals, but we evolve over the regular animal stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
we should, but I think it's still kind of in us a little bit.
It is, but why we can't find somebody who works for you?
Yeah.
Who works for you? Your house requires $100,000 to be successful. You making 120, and this person's making 75.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not good enough because you always want to look up, but you only need 100.
Right. And I think sometimes you got to kind of break your life down and see what you really need, not what you want. Because we want a bunch of stuff, but sometimes what you want isn't what you need. And if you get what you need, you may be happier with your life overall. But we want to dream so big that it's just too big.
Yeah, it's too big. You not all the person God sending you, you putting them down. Because what? The man was 5'2". Or what? The man looked like me, got a pot belly. Or what? The man didn't have enough, just on with black women right here. Didn't have enough swag.
He didn't have any Gucci on when you saw him. So.
No swag. I'm talking about the didn't have no edge to it.
Right. I get what you're saying.
So,
but where do we get? Where does that come from? Where do we get that from?
Brandon, that's how they conditioning young ladies to be now.
Through what though? Is it just social media? Because, like I said, it's not every race. But it seems like, well, I guess it all depends. It's some of that in all the races, but I don't know. I guess since we're black, we kind of see it more. I guess, like,
well, you tell me why we still at the bottom.
Right, we want the most stuff, the fanciest stuff, but we still at the bottom.
Why we still at the bottom? People come over here, they get a Brandon. We don't want to talk. See. Us talking about this is a black people problem. So other people groups don't talk like this.
Yeah.
I don't need no man.
Don't know bus driver. You know, if it's an Asian man, if he's a bus driver, I can't talk to him. That don't even sound right.
Yeah. That don't even sound right. So we the only people who talk like this. And watch this. Here's another one. What she does: promote single motherhood within the group. In that clip, she said, "Tell your friend."
Right. They wanted to spread.
Yeah. If you ain't gonna use your black sperm, donate your black sperm to your sister, to your friend. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Miss Ebony Williams, she comes from a single family household, right, Brandon?
Yeah.
Odds would say she will produce a single family household, right, Brandon?
Yeah. Statistically, yes.
And now she's promoting a single family household.
All right. Even though that, just because this is where she is now, doesn't mean a year later she can't get married and have a family. Like, this is what she's just settling on and be like, you know what, I've had enough, and this is the route I'm going. Why? Just because
Brandon, it'll take Jesus, Brandon. She's gone. She's gone.
But is it a possibility that she could find a man that's gonna treat her right or like she wants?
Will people do this? How long will it take them to get off the pipe, Brandon? How much work? How much work it take to get the pipe?
A lot. Some people don't get off the pipe.
You think she gonna get off of it? Is she gonna put the work in?
No.
You see, this all it is right here. She got it. It's hard to get off. She gone, Brandon. She gone. I know. I believe in God, but she gone, Brandon.
Yeah.
She got to change. God can't change her. She got to change herself first. Then God come in later.
But you know, some people like to say men hate women, but this is a clear indication of a woman hating men. You hate men so much that you want to raise a child by yourself and not have anything to do with the family structure, and encourage other people to do the same thing that you're doing. They could probably find somebody, but you're like, no, don't even go that route. Don't even worry about trying to procreate with men. Just do it on your own.
She's selfish. She want to birth a child. If she want a child, she can adopt one, but she's selfish. She want to be hers. And she said her single parent household kids will contribute to society, Brandon. Do single household kids contribute to society, Brandon?
Do they? Yes, they do.
Correct.
How do
and I can tell you how they contribute. The prisons are full with them. The jails are full with them. They keep the police working. They keep the prosecutors working. They keep low income jobs booming and busting. They keep the Michael Jordan tennis shoes sold out. They keep the hot wings and the French fries ready to go.
So what you're saying is, if you have a 2-parent household, you guarantee not to be incarcerated.
Who I say? Ain't nobody say no guarantee. What did Dennis Robert? What did Deion Sanders say?
What did he say?
When I want a quarterback, I want one from a 2-parent household.
Correct. He did,
because he could take leadership. He's a leader. He could follow directions and don't have no stuff.
Right.
Now, if I want a beast, animal, watch this, a stud. I want that single parent household who fighting for mama. Fighting to get mama off the food stamps.
That's terrible, but that's correct.
Off the SNAP program.
Right.
Fight to get mama off the utilities. Utilities.
It's funny. Deion said that, but all the coaches in college football and the NBA, I mean college basketball, they know the same thing. Like they already have that mindset in them. They know what to look for.
I told you. So her producing, her having a kid with no daddy, it's most likely the kid gonna be something wrong with the kid. The kid gonna be different.
Statistically, yeah.
Statistically, the kid gonna be a little different. Especially she got money now. I don't know how much money she got, but I got a feeling this kid gonna go to private school, Brennan. This kid gonna come out and be on them special kind of drugs. Living off mama at 25 years old. They could be in California in a hotel room in a bathtub. And the bathtub is full of water. You know what's going next. So that's what's going to happen. So a disclaimer: if you use drugs in California, don't go in no bathrooms or jump in the bathtub because they're gonna kill you. Ain't it, Brandon?
Sure.
And what happened for Pimp C? Ain't he died in the same way?
What, in the hotel?
Name all the celebrities in California who died in a hotel room, bathtub, water.
Pimp C died in the bathtub. I thought he died in his sleep in the
I think he died in his sleep, but he was about shit. He had the bath water running there. Okay, that was a lie. I don't know, but it won't surprise me. The bath water was running. I mean, every time, sometimes, occasionally, I get intoxicated, brother. I may take a shower. I said, "Damn." Imagine somebody was high on real drugs, taking a shower, and that cold water, that warm water is hitting them, and they pass out.
Right.
And they be under the water. You know, Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? Right. All of them. Right. So stay away from the bathtubs in California on them drugs.
Didn't their daughter die the same way, like in the bathtub? I think.
Bathtub.
Yeah.
Hotel room. California drugs. There you go. You know.
That's
question
crazy.
is, what kind of drugs they serving? Now, Brandon, this lady on that video, she was talking about, I want a child to look like me,
right?
And raise a black family. Now, this is her ex-fiance. What is this? Is this a man from Nigeria, Brandon?
No,
huh?
I doubt it. They said he was a CEO or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So she's a big old hypocrite.
Right.
That's all she is a big old hypocrite.
And I'm not sure, like I said, I'm not sure why they broke up, but just because you with somebody with money doesn't mean they're gonna value you like you value you. Like she probably thought that she was gonna be the perfect person for him, and she's a good catch, but he might have been like, you know what, I don't think you're a good person. We're not a good fit, even though I do make a lot of money. He may feel like he's a high value man, and they might have thought it was going to work. But sometimes when you're aiming so high, you don't even know who you are, and you don't even know what you're attracting. So
how you think it was going to work, Brandon?
She thought it was going to work. I'm trying to look it up because I saw they said he was a lawyer. Is he a lawyer or a CEO or something? But I think that's what some people want. They want somebody that's making a lot of money with a bunch of big titles, and they think, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do as a woman, I'm gonna be able to be the perfect mom. We're gonna have the perfect family. But you have to be able to relate to your partner. Y'all have to be together and start to form as one if y'all are going to get married. But if you don't know who you are and he don't know who he is, or he don't know what he wants, it's just not going to work out.
I did this. This article is for a video we were supposed to do in March. So 5 months ago. Brandon, can you read the sentence, the sentence below?
A record 52% of women in the United States are unmarried, but a stubborn wage gap means that they have less spending power and wealth.
So why is this lady promoting all the stuff?
As far as what? The being by yourself and having a baby?
And talk about they got all this money. Most people don't got no money, Brandon.
Right.
She's speaking to a very select few, but it's gonna go out, try to go out
to
for
everybody,
the masses.
Right? To everybody.
Brandon,
that's the thing.
Read that?
Yeah. But while decades of changing norms around marriage and work have empowered women to carve their own paths, a stubborn wage gap continues to keep many women, especially single mothers, from enjoying the same economy gains as single men and married couples. Never married women earn just 92% of what never married men did last year, and have 29% less wealth. Wells Fargo economists found.
So for every single guy that earns $1, a single woman earns 92 cents. But here's what kills you too. Here's what killed the ladies, Brandon.
What?
They got them kids to pay for. For.
Yeah, for sure. And not that it take your time and money too. So
and your patience.
And your patience and everything in between.
And your patience takes your looks.
Right. Your body, yeah.
You take your body. You going to bed too late. The kids up. The kids up at 11 o'clock watching Boondocks. You know what I'm talking about? Everything's going on.
Right. But that's why I say, why would you want to do that on your own? You want to battle that by yourself. But go ahead. I'll go ahead and read. While women have made strides in just about every facet of the economy in recent decades, the number of women attending and graduating from college has outpaced men for years. According to government figures, women are also more likely to buy their own homes despite lower wages. Nearly 11 million single women own their own houses in 2021, compared to 8 million single men, according to the recent analysts of the census data by LendingTree.
Now, I read one person said only reason that happened because they get divorced to keep the house. but we ain't saying nothing about the young ladies. But guys, if you listen to Miss Williams, she gonna lead you in the wrong direction. And I don't want you to be like that. I want you to be successful. Now, if you can't find a person and you've been doing all the work you had to do and all the praying you had to do, all the changes you had to do, okay then.
But still, are you gonna be happy doing that? You think she's gonna be happy?
No.
Right. You're not even gonna be happy. And I think trying to fake that's the good move to do is disingenuous. So I don't know.
You ain't gonna be happy. Anything you want to talk about, Brandon?
I wanted you to do the Biden thing, but I wanted to ask your opinion on that the girl who got kidnapped with a 2-year-old on the side, with the toddler on the side of the road. Because when you heard the story, I'm pretty sure you thought, well, no, I know you believe all women, so you just knew she was telling the truth. But so what do you think about that case? Because it just sounds fishy from the beginning, like, and I know a lot of people was jumping on it, they was believing her, but as soon as I heard the story, it just didn't make any sense.
So what story did you hear? You explain the story to me, Brandon.
Okay, when I first heard it, they said, my wife told me, she was like, you heard the story about the girl who got abducted? She pulled over on the side of the road because she saw a toddler. And she went out to try to help the toddler and got kidnapped. I was like, dang, I didn't hear that story, but that sounds kind of wild. Like, why would a toddler be just out of nowhere? You know what I'm saying? And like we were saying earlier, how men kind of process things differently. If I see a toddler on the side of the road. Like if I really saw one, that's really strange. That's one of the strangest things you're gonna see by a highway.
And you'll stop that car immediately, won't you?
No, I'm gonna call the police. I'm not getting out because that's just too. It's just too.
Brandon, you gonna let the toddler run off in the road and get hit?
First of all, that toddler clearly has been out there a long time. Not just because me pulling up, I'm going to run out and jump and see what's going on. That's how you get taken. But that's just me. If I saw a toddler on the side of the road, Louis, I'm not jumping out and doing nothing. I'm gonna scope out everything. I might pull over. I'm gonna scope stuff out. I'm not about to get ambushed and killed because that sounds like a setup. I'm sorry. That's just me.
Guys,
Go
I knew
ahead.
Brandon. I knew Brandon since the 7th grade.
Don't know. Go ahead.
I got a feeling Brandon is telling a fib right
no,
now.
I'm not. Well, so why would
if a baby was out in the
Louis
in the street?
Not in the street. She said on the side of the road. Don't that sound kind of weird?
At nighttime, a baby it happens. Her mom could be on crack or the dad could be on crack. It happens. Brandon said he ain't stopping.
I'm gonna stop. I said I'm not jumping out the.
No, he said he gonna call the cops and he don't know what mile marker are yet, Brandon.
I would have to try to research that, but 911.
See, there you go.
911 know how to pinpoint where you are. I be like, look, y'all need to trace this call, but I'm not getting that involved in nothing like that. I believe in God. I believe a toddler know not to run out in traffic because he's already been doing whatever he's been doing over here. And what happens if I would go run to try to grab the toddler and the parents come out and see me trying to grabbing their child and shoot me or do something to me? Just saying, I'm not jumping. I'm not grabbing nobody's baby.
Okay, you put this. Okay,
Look
Mr.
what Jacob said. He said a baby on the side of the road. I'm calling the cops. It's too weird. Yeah, you can't. Yeah, I'm not about to touch nobody's baby. But let me ask you this. So if you at Walmart and you see a baby in the parking lot and you looking around, you gonna scoop the baby up? What you gonna do?
So the baby just in the middle of the parking lot, no cars around.
Yes, is the baby just sitting? You know how the
I gotta scoop the kid up and bring the kid to customer service.
No, you go get Walmart. You get Walmart to do it, Louis. You're a black man in America.
Brandon, black men are the safest with kids in America, man.
Okay.
The safest with kids in America is a black man. Because if we ain't trying to take care of our own kids, how are we gonna get your kid out to take care of that kid?
That's a good point. But I'm not dealing with nobody else's kids. I'll be like, I might talk to the kids, try to see what's going on. Even that's
you
risky.
dealing with them. Brandon, no cars around you.
Okay,
it's
then
98. It's 98 degrees. The kid just
walk. Like, hey, little kid, jump in my car real quick and cool off.
No, the kid just walking. You get the kid, you take her to customer service and let the customer service.
No, I'm calling customer service. Y'all come outside.
No.
Y'all come outside and take care of this kid. It's a kid outside by itself.
Brandon, audience, Brandon ain't doing this. Brandon is not doing this. It's a toddler.
No, or let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna flag down somebody else. Hey lady, it's a kid. Is this your kid? Can y'all get some help for this kid? Because I don't see anybody's parent. I don't see this kid's parents or anybody. Do y'all know? Can y'all handle this situation? That's just not my situation. Kids, loose kids. That's not my situation. If it's a pit bull loose in the parking lot or something like that, and it's kids around, I'll step in then. I'll jump out the car then and try to fight it.
Brett, it is pit bulls. You got the 18-year-old kids with the loud music on the cell phone flying through the parking lot.
Well, if it's people, if somebody's driving fast or something like that, and I think the child may be in danger, then I may jump out. But if all the cars are parked and it's just a kid sitting on the concrete, I may roll the window down and ask them, "Are you okay? Do you know where your parents are?"
All right. You go to the fair, don't you?
Yeah.
You ever heard they make an announcement at the fair?
Yes.
We have a so-and-so kid. One kid I heard a few weeks ago, the kid didn't know his last name. We got a kid here
Meet him at the Rocket. Or
Yeah.
meet your
How
parents
you
at the
think the kid got there, Bernie? You think the kids took a bath out? Okay. I think I need to go to here. The customer service. I think it's over here. How you think the kid got there, Brandon?
An adult woman probably helped him get to the, to the, not the customer service, but the, the maintenance place or whatever.
Yeah. So you can't take.
You think I'm gonna be like, hey, it's a loose kid. Look, I'm gonna start holding the kid hand and walking through the fair with them, so the parents can see me and be like,
the fair is different. But somebody at the fair snatched the kid up and found her. You got to watch her a little bit. But Brandon, you in the middle of Walmart parking lot. Okay, how about this, Brandon? This happens a lot. A young girl just gave birth to a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You at the back of your restaurant about to throw the trash out.
Okay.
The lady got the baby over the trash can. Do you tell the lady to drop the baby in the trash can or give the baby to you?
I'll tell her, give me the baby.
What's the difference?
That baby going in the dumpster. That's the difference.
The dumpster will be before the dump truck get there, be safer than the parking lot. The van only comes once a week, so the baby be safe for a week.
I hear what you're saying, but if I go out in the back and I just see a baby sitting on the concrete or on the thing, I'm gonna look back there. I may say something to her, but I don't know. I'm not running over there to scoop no kids up. I just ain't about to do that, because as soon as you do that, that's when the parents come right around the corner. Hey, what you doing?
Brandon, look how big you is. Ain't nobody gonna be trying to fight you. Just say, "Oh, I thought you had the baby."
I don't even want no things going down where people misconstrue what's going on. I just don't want it. I'm a mistake. Keep my distance. I'm gonna keep lock eyes with the baby. Make sure the baby's okay. Like I say, if we're talking about the side of the road, if the baby looked like it was getting into traffic,
Brandon, what did the baby go? Okay, we got one side. We Alabama, right?
Uh-huh.
One side is traffic, other side is loose pet bulls. So we in Alabama, so the dogs run loose.
But you gotta think, like, if I'm driving down the highway and it's a 2-year-old on the side, nobody else pulled over, everybody else is with me in traffic, nobody else pulling over.
Because God picked you to save the day. That's why it happened.
Or get jammed up and get kidnapped. They mess around and get me for real.
Brandon, who ain't nobody kid Brandon in Alabama?
Well, clearly, but they
got two options for you, Brandon. Tie you up in the back of the truck and drag you, or jump out with guns.
Right, correct.
And I think none of those two things gonna happen to you. You know,
correct.
So I can't leave no. I check Brandon. Arian.
I'm not leaving the baby.
Brandon's telling a joke.
I didn't say
he's gonna peep the scene.
Yes, I'm
because he's gonna peep the scene. He may peep the scene for 5 minutes,
and I'm gonna get on the phone. I'm gonna say it's a baby out on the highway. I don't know where exactly I am. I think I passed exit 84, and y'all need to come out here. I'm gonna try to make sure I keep the baby. I'm gonna throw some snacks in the grass to keep the baby in the grass, but I'm not getting out of the damn car.
So if the child start walking to you, you on the side of the road, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Let the child be up close to the car.
I may jump out. That's when I may jump out, but I'm not about to jump out just because I see a baby on the side of the road. I'm just not doing it. I'm going to secure this.
I don't believe this.
That's fair. But
Brandon is the same man will fight a homeless guy for breaking in his car. Chase him down to get his GPS, but won't pick up a baby. But you'll chase a homeless guy in Columbia, South Carolina at 12 o'clock at night.
Oh, Lord.
That's what you'll do, Brandon?
Correct.
You got the balls for that, but not the balls for a 2-year-old.
Okay, I made
98 degrees.
I see
hot concrete. It's a white child. The skin started to burn. So what you doing, Brandon? Come on.
I may, but it's gonna take a minute before I get out the car.
All right,
I
that's
gotta
what
make sure. I gotta
Peep
make
the
sure
scene.
everything. Okay, I gotta make sure everything a little copacetic first.
All right. Okay, people may not understand what peep the scene means. Brandon, describe peep the scene for Black folks in America. What do peep the scene means?
You gotta make sure nobody hiding in no cuts, or getting so they get the drop on you. That's just what I think. But like I say, people. I mean, what do you when you say peep the scene? What you gonna do? Like it may not take that long to peep. You just kind of look around. And
You got to peep it. You got to peep it because you like saying somebody might get the drop on you, something set you up.
But see, that's why I don't even want to get out of the car. I don't want to cut my car off. You gotta be ready, set, go. Because if somebody do get out on you or start trying to head towards you, you gotta be ready to flee if that's what you're gonna do. Because they got a fake baby wandering around on the highway.
Well, I got a feeling Brandon will help the child. But let's get back to this Miss Russell. Okay, so she saw a baby on the highway. What else happened?
So a baby on the highway. She commented. Well, not she commented. I'm looking at the comment, but she called the police, I guess. And as she was calling the police, she was still following the baby. And she then later, I guess she called her mom, right? And as she was talking to her mom on the phone, she got abducted. And they can hear her screaming, and then she went missing, and the world was looking for her. Well, not the world, but everybody was kind of drawn in by the story. People
Celebrities got into it.
Yeah, people was donating money. It was a GoFundMe, just a bunch of stuff. Man hours and money was contributed to this, trying to find this girl.
So what happened at the end? Was she found?
Well, I guess one day she just walked to her mom's house.
Okay. What?
She
Okay.
said, Mama.
She said, "What?"
We laughing, but that's.
He said one day she just walked to her mom's house.
Yes.
Now, did they get an idea of the suspect?
Because they were saying, well, she was tired. She didn't really want to talk. She's back home. She's back. They back safe. We don't have anything to comment about right now. So I guess law enforcement, they was already thinking this was suspicious. So they already was doing their homework on this stuff, because the way they popped up on their press conference, they had already looked at her history and stuff she was looking up and her location. So I think they saw that she looked up the movie Taken. I think she looked up does it cost money to do an Amber Alert? How old do you have to be to have an Amber Alert for you? I think she stole some money from her job. She looked up how to take money out of her cash register without getting caught. So,
and this was an educated woman, right?
Yeah.
Man.
But when and then, like I said, I'm not sure what was going on with her. She might be having a mental breakdown. She's going through something with her partner, but when you're emotional, when you're emotional, I'm not shooting her no bail, but I'm just telling you what people do sometimes. When they're emotional, they want to hurt people, they want to get back, they want to do this kind of stuff. They come up with plans and they start formulating something and acting it out.
How old you is, Brett?
I'm 30. I'll be 39 this year, so I'm 38.
Yeah. All right. In my life, it turns out crazy don't plan, Brandon.
So you think crazy just go?
Crazy
just go with the flow.
No, crazy don't plan. If a person was crazy, they said, okay, let me plan this out. Nah, crazy people don't do that.
So what do crazy people do? Just start doing stuff?
Boom, right there. Right there. They can't help it. It ain't thought out unless you like schizo,
so
like serial crazy or something.
So you saying she isn't crazy? Is that what you trying to say?
She ain't crazy.
Okay.
She ain't crazy. Nah, she's stupid.
Right.
But she ain't crazy.
And you know, with all this that's come out, it's still people defending her, and they saying you got to kind of still wait for everything to come out. Do you think we still need to wait, or what do you feel? Because it seems like the police they are investigating what she's doing. Like, if I got kidnapped, why y'all investigating what I'm looking up?
No,
y'all need to
Brody,
be looking for the kidnappers and the baby.
She had one job to do, Brady.
What's that?
Put the password on the phone.
She need a VPN.
If she had an iPhone, you know, young people y'all got the iPhones. Make sure it's a lock on that phone.
Well, okay, so you think they just got her cell phone and was looking up her stuff? I thought they maybe like got access to it through the phone company and started looking up what she was looking up.
Now, if it's Apple, based on the history I know, it's not easily to get into an Apple phone. And you got to have, court orders, this and this to get in through Apple.
Yeah,
to force Apple to do it. So somebody may knew the password, or it was unlocked.
Make it even funnier.
You know, it was unlocked to track all that.
Right.
Or you could get the records through the phone company. You could get the pinging and stuff through the phone company and stuff.
But I could see them getting the pinging where her cell phone was pinging off what tower, where she was, and all that stuff. But the search history.
Oh, you can get the search history. You go to a personal computer
and we'll log in.
Log in. Like, let me show people this. I don't know if they can see. Do you see this right here?
What? Oh,
that shows all my stuff right there. I can track down everything.
Right. I watched a movie on Netflix, and they kind of showed like how if you go in somebody's email and log into their email, then you can go to search history. You can look up all that kind of stuff. And like I say, somebody can use a phone, and you get on the computer and you can look up all the information that was on that cell phone.
Correct. So if you have a laptop and laptops automatically sign in most of the time, without verification, there you go. You can look it up. Everything's hooked up. But
so how do you think this story gonna end? Because I haven't really seen much coverage on it. Huh?
She going to jail. She going to jail.
But are they talking about it as much? Like, the coverage on it has slowed down for sure. And I haven't heard her made a statement or anything.
Well, she better make a statement. She definitely going to jail.
But Lord, she was abducted. She's the victim.
Freedom of speech. I got a right not to say nothing, and I got a right not to incriminate myself. I plead
she didn't commit a crime though. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I get kidnapped and I come
she committed
home,
a crime, Brandon.
What's
She
the
left
crime?
a vehicle running on the side of the highway with keys to the ignition. That's a crime, Brandon.
That's a crime. But she was kidnapped.
911.
Well, she couldn't, because remember she said her attackers when they fed her cheese and crackers
and touched the hair
and played in her hair and took some pictures.
She called 911, Brandon. That's illegal itself. You can't
make a phone call. Make a false report, yeah. Well, she saw a baby, but you know they like you said they had the videotapes from the highway. They show her pulling over. Did you see a baby anywhere in them videos?
Well, I can't say yes. I can't say no. It's too dark to really see if it was a baby. But if that was a baby, the baby must be going 10 miles per hour. Run the side of that highway.
But because they said they went about 6 football fields.
You know, so I
can you believe that? Can you believe that?
You may can.
You're right.
So, but this is incident. This is part of the 20% of kids that come out messed up from 2-parent households. So it does happen.
So she may be a little messed up. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, but she ain't crazy. She ain't crazy. She wants some attention.
So is this kind of like the Justice Smollett thing, where you want to do something and you want to be on a small scale, but it end up blowing up and being too big, and you know it's getting too much coverage and too many people looking into it?
Yeah, he probably knows it's gonna get this big.
Right.
She just wanted to make her boyfriend jealous.
Right, correct.
Why she ate
And
she
one-
was at the red roofing and
Right. Right.
Chilling.
She want him to feel like, dang, I miss her. I want my girl back, you know, and like I hope she's okay, kind of thing. But it just kind of got too big.
Yeah. You know?
She need to come out and be like, you know what? I'm sorry, I lied.
You
can't
don't
do that.
incriminate yourself.
So why not? You think they will go easy on her if she did it now, opposed to ride it all the way out? Because remember, Justice Smollett still say it happened to him, even though the Nigerians testified and said no. He said no, he paid us to do this, but
I can't understand that, man. I can't understand Juicy Smollett. I can't understand him, man. See, what the backstory with that is, Empire was coming to an end, and he wanted to get that big check, and he knew he'd make his name hot.
Right?
They was gonna come to that big check, you know.
But it ended up getting too big, and
it got a little too big, you know. The guys had MAGA hats on,
and they had bleach
had bleach in the hands. The what's the guy? The African guy said we wanted to use hot sauce, but Jesse said use bleach.
Oh yeah, they said that. I don't even remember that.
Yeah, Jesse said let's use bleach.
But can you not do something like that? Say I wanted to do a prank. Where did they mess up? Because did Jesse call the police? I don't think he called the police, did he?
Yes, he was a hate crime. He reported that. He reported it. The guy said, I couldn't punch, I had to give him a noogie. Jesse reported that, and that's where he messed up.
Yeah.
Time you go to use a government
law enforcement,
anything government, you mishandling funds, man.
Right.
And they can't do that.
Right.
And so he reported as a hate crime.
Yeah.
You know, and to tell you the truth, they should report him as a hate crime. Because he tried to say it was MAGA people.
Right.
But you hate no MAGA? Make America great again?
Right.
You hating on those people?
And try to incite that beef. You know, it's not necessarily beef, but incite that and make us go at each other. Meanwhile, it was some Nigerians that did it, and y'all was playing. So
now, Brandon, before we go, let's talk about this a little bit. Can you read that for me?
Biden to approve national monument honoring Emmett Till as a black teenager lynched in Mississippi.
All right,
I think I heard something about this. What was the story? I don't remember. What was the outrage?
All right. Last 2 years ago, they they found out it was a warrant issue for Emmett Till accuser.
I remember.
They were saying they are not going to serve that warrant because the lady was too old. It was so long ago. Now, did Emmett Till commit suicide, Brandon?
He didn't.
So it was a murder, right?
Right, it was a murder.
So
statute so that's crazy. That's crazy.
So a murder that the people who murdered him after the trial, they said, yeah, we done it. We did it. Yeah. We did it. No problem. Why would Biden would try to promote a national monument and didn't step in 2 years ago to get this warrant issue?
Or because I'm not gonna say we like, but people like to do stuff like that where they're not gonna give you any money or any resources. They're gonna give you statues and awards and stuff like that, symbols of justice. What you got a fish rod?
This is called hook, line, and sinker politics. Hook, line, and sinker. So, Brandon, when you go fishing, you got a goal in hand. What's your goal when you go fishing?
Catch some fish.
All right. So Biden got a goal. He want to get reelected next year. So you got your hook. What you put on your hook?
Put some bait on there.
All right. So Biden said I could put a natural monument for every tail on the hook.
Right.
He's going to throw it out. In a few months from now, we'll see the people take the bait or refuse the bait. What you think people going to do, Brandon?
I don't know. More people waking up, but people like seeing this kind of stuff, and they're so used to it, they think it's a good thing. So they cheer it as long as, you know, Biden and the Democrats tell you need to hate the Republicans, and this is the only option. You're gonna support it because that's your party, and that's your only option, right?
You're right. I wanted to say one more thing about what they're doing in Texas, and I want to see how you feel about that.
Go ahead.
In Texas, you know, we got with Title 17 or Title number 7 dropping last year, we have an influx of immigrants coming across the border.
Okay.
Texas decided to put stuff in the rivers with barbed wire on it to keep people for coming in. Now,
and when you say they decided, who decided? The state, the government,
the people in Texas,
like citizens were putting barbed wire?
No, the government officials. Okay, how about it? Come on, computer, don't do this to me. Hold on. Hold on, let me show you a picture of this barbed wire. Yeah, we're gonna get better in the future, people. Man, don't. All right, well, you can't see it. Brandon, do you see the barbed wire and the fences? Yeah. Do you agree? Crazy. Do you agree with them putting barbed wire and fences to keep people from illegally crossing over the border?
No.
Why not?
I don't think just because somebody breaking the law, you have the right to hurt them.
Ain't they slammed your head against the pavement?
Yeah, it's not. It don't make it right though, but they do it. Like you saying, say if I'm running from the police, they feel like they have the right to rough me up a little more. That's kind of the same thing what they're doing here, almost, because you're not supposed to be doing something, you're doing it anyway, and this is what you're gonna run into if you're trying to cross the border. I don't think it's right.
As a black man, Lewis, for man of the metaverse, if you run from the police, if they put 2 extra licks on you, I got no problem with that. The reason being, if I ran from you, I respect that. I'm making you work more, so now you gotta use corrective action. You know, and if you reverse it, if I was a police, you run from me, you made me work more. Now I got made use corrective action, just a little bit, but not too much.
But say you're doing a crime and you're running, but you also have a child in your hand. Should the officer punch you and the child? Because that's ultimately what's going to happen if you floating out the river with your kids and they get caught at a barbed wire too.
Why you put your child at risk while breaking a felony, Brandon? These felons right here, Brandon. Why put your child at risk?
Because you want a better life. And I'm not even sure if our government is telling them to come over here or what. Or they just coming. It just seems like it should be a smarter way to stop this from happening.
Here's the thing. Brandon lost all the education I taught him. The Bible is telling the guys to come over here.
Right. All right. That's what I'm saying. So why when they get over here, you trying to put barbed wire on them?
No. That's on a federal level. He wants 50,000, $250,000 of impoverished people to come from other places to the world here, which we got impoverished people over here. But on the state level, these people are coming due on the state side. So the state has to burden all that cost, a lot of that cost.
Do you think we have enough room in the United States for people just to come over here if they want to?
No.
what about? I think I'm not sure what percentage of untapped land we have, but it's a lot of areas in the United States that's just woods, and if people wanted to live there, it might not be the best uh, for them to live there compared to their where they're from, but they could live there, right?
All right, Mr. Jacob. One thing about our channels, we like to speak on facts and history. So I'm about to rebuttal Brandon's question. Brandon liked the state of California, don't you, Brandon?
Why you say that?
I don't know, because it's nice and sunny. You like Nevada.
Okay.
You like Las Vegas.
Uh-huh.
Utah.
Governor Abbott, huh? Yeah, go ahead.
You like all those western states.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Those western states suck all the water from underneath the ground and pump them into California. And now I ain't even bring up a map, but it's a big river that runs from the top of the United States to the bottom of the United States under the ground. Those states are pumping all that water out to fill the reservoir, and now the water is getting kind of low. So if we already having low reserves of that groundwater, how you gonna allow more people to come on these unpopulated lands that go require groundwater, the groundwater to drink?
I got you.
How you gonna do that, Brandon?
I don't know. We don't address any of those kind of issues. We're more worried about new iPhones and stuff like that. But we're gonna have to start addressing those issues at some point. But we just never do.
It's
like I said, this is the first time I've even heard that.
Which one?
About the water being low because it's being, because like I said, we consume a lot of water, and it looks like we consume a lot of gas too. But at some point, that's just not going to be. It's going to be scarce, or it's going to be polluted. Like water, we have fresh water now, but it might not always be that way. Like it's water shortages in certain cities, and we don't worry about that. But if it's in a major city where people care, it's going to be fixed.
Maybe. One thing about water, you cannot destroy it. You cannot make it disappear. But what you can do, you can pollute it.
But can you always clean it though?
Costs too much to clean it, and you got side effects.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, what's some of the side effects? Because
all right, Brandon run his faucet right now. In 3 weeks from now, that water go find its way in the ocean.
Right.
Now, to reuse that water that Brandon just had, you got two ways to reuse it. It could do its natural cycle, rain, and come back down, which doesn't happen fast enough.
Right.
Or you could take that water from the ocean, take all the salt out of it, and you create a salty byproduct that kill all the fish. Then Brandon could drink that water. Right. And then what you gonna do with that salty byproduct? Put it in the ground.
Right.
Then 50 years is gonna leak out. They can be in your top water.
But like I said, I've been traveling from Georgia to South Carolina. I saw a couple landfills, and I was showing my daughter. I'm like, these are landfills. Like we're all the trash we have. We just have to take it somewhere and dump it. Like at a certain point, that's going to be another issue. I mean, it already is an issue in a way, but not in a global scale where it's really destroying the world. But like we consume stuff and we make trash every day. At some point, it's going to be a really serious problem, and it may be why. Not saying directly why it's hotter now. It's hotter every year, but global warming is a real thing, and a lot of things contribute to global warming, and it contributes to why our summers are hotter and our winters are colder. So at some point we got to address these things.
You're right. Like I said, if you give everybody on this earth $10, the whole world will explode. So we kind of need to go back to nature. Nature start not consuming so much, like me, not eating so much, not drinking so much.
Yeah.
And this
do you recycle? Because that's something I was telling her about, when we saw the landfill. It's like, dang, we really need to recycle, but you have to recycle the right way, because I saw a documentary on how you got to take the little ring off, because if you don't do that, then it costs more money trying to take that stuff off so it can be recycled. So that's why a lot of stuff isn't, you can put it in a recycling bin, but most of that stuff not get recycled anyway, or it's not going to get turned into something directly.
Yes, it's a little scam they run. So I don't know the numbers, but I imagine this is how it works. You get 100 pounds of recyclable goods.
Okay.
The value, you may only use maybe or and a half the capacity to recycle 5% of it.
Mm-hmm.
So you take that 5% out of that 100 pounds, sell that to an Asian company.
Mm-hmm. And they make this stuff.
They're going to make something, sell it back over here. The rest go in the landfill.
Right.
That's the
that's
game.
a reality. Right.
That's the game it works. Now you can stop that. You can have, they won't do this, but the government subsidize doing real life recycling stuff. Like buying beer in cans, like aluminum, that's dumb. In the 70s, 60s, 40s, we drunk out of glass.
Glass, right.
And you save the glass, take it back to the store, they pay you money for the glass.
Mm-hmm.
We could do like products like that, stuff like that again. But they ain't gonna do that.
Right. Especially same with plastic, like the industry wants to keep selling plastic and they're going to keep making plastic even though it's hurting the planet, but the bottom dollar is probably cheaper to use plastic and use aluminum over making glass containers for your beer or your Coke or whatever. So they're going to go that route.
Correct. Glass will last almost forever. And plastic is gone. So glass costs too much to make it.
I wonder how much it costs to make a glass beer over a canned beer. Because I prefer out of a glass, but I guess I never really thought about the cost of making that glass versus the aluminum can.
I got a feeling it's a lot.
It would have to be.
Yeah, I got a feeling it's a lot. So, all right, Brandon, I don't got nothing else.
Yeah, we can wrap it up. We did pretty good today.
All right.
Oh, go ahead. You wrap it up.
No, you go ahead and wrap it up.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. This has been another great, perfectly executed Men of the Metaverse podcast. We had people comment in, join the discussion. So we always appreciate that. This is Brandon signing off. Lewis, did you want to say anything else?
Guys, make sure to share this out. Make sure to subscribe. Brandon is back to his older life for right now. So we may have a little more time making videos. So you'll get more up-to-date videos. And also you can do recommendations of what kind of videos you'll like to see.
Yeah, we got to get back on our community wall and doing stuff like that. So
correct.
But all right, guys, thanks for watching. Y'all stay safe.
All right. Thank you, Jacob.